question is why next organizing? Why should organizations and managers consider a new way of working and a new way of organizing? So what we thought is that there is a lot of approaches out there and a lot of questions on the other hand, and we thought it might be really helpful to bring people together who on the one hand have taken some steps towards this new paradigm of next organizing, have experiences in the one or the other way how to change this setup of organizations, and bring in people who are curious and passionate about this question and are eager to learn how could this work, and to create a melting pot of people with different interests, different experiences.
Are there good examples of organizations who live this new paradigm? And yes, we found many of those, and we invited most of them here, and we are very happy to create a vibrant environment to talk about.
I spend more time in Europe than I do in Pennsylvania. I think Europe is a great place to reinvent organizations, so hopefully I've come to the right place to find some people that are interested in different approaches to organizing, because that's really where my passion is.
One thing that is really where it all begins and where it all starts is knowing the purpose of the organization.
And of course, if you want to change the outside, first you got to do the job in here. So if we want to get away from power pyramids, we got to look in the power pyramid in here.
If you look at recent events, for instance, employees rather commit a crime than to tell their chiefs that they can't achieve the targets because they are impossible.
Okay, so I think it's going to slow. So the question for me is how do all these little islands come together? And can we really manage different models? Or should we find one model where we have to handle? If we don't, we're going to die.
I think what this table and these rounds this afternoon will be all about is really looking into how can we create sustainable and regenerative organizations.
And since then we've grown to 220 people. Would be great to say this was just because of holacracy. That's not true. But holacracy was part of it.
Holacracy is a very efficient system, and for some people it lacks the heart and the warmth sometimes. And we talk about how to bring that in and how to thus make holacracy even more efficient.
I'll talk about here, and I'm eager and look forward very much to your questions and to your feedback and to your inspirations on how we can evolve and how can you evolve further in your specific development in your own company.
How do we do an implementation with a client? So there are several phases. We typically start before an implementation with a workshop with the executive team to give them a chance to kind of try it on, dig deeper.
Holacracy is a disruptive technology in the same sense of in the past we've seen disruptive technologies like microcomputers versus mainframes. And we call a technology disruptive because it requires people to change behaviors and change patterns to adopt it. And holacracy is true too. If we've got decades of experience working within a management hierarchy and processes and systems built on top of that management hierarchy, it is a disruptive move. It takes a lot of effort and patience to change all those systems to something new. But on the other side, we saw what happened to companies that didn't adopt microcomputer technology when that disruptive technology came. When a fundamentally more responsive, adaptive, better technology comes along, if you're not willing to make the leap and go through the process of changing your systems, you will be disrupted. And that's true with holacracy, I think, as well, and other new forms of organizing. We need more responsive organizations. If you don't make the leap and step consciously into the disruption will ultimately, eventually find you.
So for us at Zappos, it was really important to think about what would take our company to the next level. Research has shown that every time the size of a city doubles, productivity per resident goes up by 15%. But when companies grow in size, actually the exact opposite thing happens. Productivity per employee actually normally goes down. So it was really important for us to see how could we operate our company more like a city is structured and less like a traditional company is structured. So we have 10 core values which really codify who we are as a company, even before holacracy. And so those 10 core values are really our guiding light for who we are as a company. I believe that holacracy has pushed us to deepen our investment in those core values.
That's what this Future Lab Next Organizing is about, and it's creating a different kind of container for dialogues on Next Organizing to happen, and we hope to get a lot of insights and inspiration out of it, and are really curious what will be the essence of today's work.
Thank you for bringing yourself here in your role and as a person. And as we said this morning, we are on a journey to Next Organization. So this was a leg we traveled together. I hope it won't be the last one.